and welcome to Let's Cook. I'm your host, Chef Jimmy, and today we'll be making my famous kale salad, but we will be doing that after we return from these messages.
There is a road laid out for me.
Boxes everywhere. And this is gonna be Addie's room.
I am blind,
You're really gonna like it.
I hope so. Yeah. I know this road is there for me. There is a long way.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
The way it's down by the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
I got this.
I know this road is there for me.
Okay.
If I'm really free, take me down to the river and wash me. Oh.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
And welcome back to Let's Cook. And today we'll be doing my famous kale salad. But first of all, before we get started, I want to introduce you to our famous ingredients. First, we have our famous kale salad. And we have our raspberry vinaigrette. And we have our diced walnuts. We have dried cranberries. And we have mandarin oranges, which I've already drained. And we have strawberries, okay? So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up the kale salad. I'm gonna start cutting our kale salad. And I'm just gonna show you one of the best ways to cut the kale salad. Okay. Now, people always say kale salad. That doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like it tastes good. But let me tell you something. I get so many requests to make this kale salad. See, it's going to change your mind, okay? First of all, we want to just grab our kale salad up in a little bundle, and we want to roll it, okay? We want to roll it just to keep it together. So our goal here in cutting our kale salad, we want to cut it in small pieces, because the smaller the pieces, the better the texture is. So the larger the pieces, the more chewy it is. So you always want to make sure that they're cut in small pieces, okay? So we're just going to go ahead and chop them up into small pieces right here. We're going to chop them. We're going to chop them this way. Then we're going to spin them around, and we're going to go the other direction. Now, as you see how small the pieces are. And take your time, and remember, use that claw, because it's easy to cut your finger off when you're cutting kale. We don't want that. Okay, now we're going to throw it here in our mixing bowl. Now, one of the other things about kale is very healthy. It's a very healthy green. So Most people, they want to boil it, put ham hocks and hog jaws and ham, and all that good meat in there. But also, we can eat it as a salad. And not only eat it as a salad, we can also put kale in smoothies. Believe it or not, it's very, very healthy. I love kale. It is very good. Me and my wife, we'll buy. Actually, this is 2 bushels. This is 2 bushels that we're going to be doing today, and me and my wife will go through a whole bowl of this kale salad by ourselves. We won't invite nobody. We'll post it. But we won't invite nobody and say, come on, I want some of that. We'll be like, okay. All right. So the ingredients for this kale salad, they're very simple. And this is a very inexpensive dish. It's a great snack, makes a great snack. And also, it's a great side dish. So now, see, we're making some progress here. And also remember again, like we always say, don't cut too much that you can't control, because you will end up cutting a finger, a fingernail, a knuckle. But we want you to be safe, okay? Safe kitchen habits. Okay. And this is good fresh kale too. You know it's fresh when it crunches. You don't want to buy kale that's soft. So that means it's old. Okay. Let's switch them around here. As that song say, reverse, reverse. All right, here we go. Bring them in, bring them on in. Now, see how small that the cuts are. So take your time again. You don't want to cut your fingers off, but you want to pay attention to what you're doing. All right. So see, we're almost there. Pow. I think this should be the last bunch. Bam. There we go. All right, let's roll him up. Roll him up tight. Get back here. Roll him up tight. Now I don't know if you can hear it, but you hear it crunching. That's fresh kale. And again, when you gonna make a kale salad, don't change your mind and put some hot water on and boil it. And we grab some ham hocks and hog jaws and pig knuckles, okay? Stick with that kale salad because it's very, very healthy. It's a very, very healthy dish, and it'll get you full. There you go. Come on. Come on. And really, as far as making this dish, this is the most time-consuming part of the whole dish, okay? So we're getting ready to wrap this part up, and when we come back, we're gonna put it all together, and we're gonna make this wonderful kale salad. We'll see you right back after these messages.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I know,
I heard.
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego, I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Here are AARP top tips on caregiver preparedness during coronavirus. Form a team that can help with caregiving tasks. Take an inventory of essential supplies in your loved one's home. Make a list of the care recipient's medications. Schedule regular calls to fight isolation. Finally, take care of yourself too. Follow the Centers for Disease Control's guidelines for coronavirus safety. For more caregiving tips, go to aarp.org/caregiving.
All right, welcome back. Now we're going to continue on with my famous kale salad. And so now we're going to go ahead and cut up our strawberries. Okay, so we're just going to get a couple of these nice looking strawberries out here. And we're just going to, first of all, we're just going to cut the tops off of them. Cut them off, set them over here to the side. And we're going to show you what we're going to do with these. The same thing with our mandarin oranges. What we're going to do with our mandarin oranges, not only just put them in the salad, but we're also going to use the mandarin oranges and the strawberries as a garnish when we get done. And so that's one of the things I love to do, just to use some of our garnish up. You know, just some of the little extras that we have. And make your plate look pretty, you know. People be impressed. They be thinking that you're professional. You can tell them, yeah. All right. So strawberries are very good. In this season, I found out in the winter season, strawberries, you got to be particular about where you go get strawberries, because some of the strawberries can look good on the top, but underneath in the little cartons, you can have a lot of rotten ones, because sometimes places, they pack the strawberries in those cartons so much that they'll start to get mildew. The ones on the bottoms will start getting mildew. So anytime you go to the store, especially when it's not peak season for strawberries, always make sure that you go through the carton, look at the carton real good, and make sure that there's no mold on the ones on the bottom, okay? Right. That was a tip, and that was free. Okay, now let's go ahead, and what we're going to do, we're going to cut our strawberries in half one way, and then we're going to cut them in half the other way, okay? And put them in my bowl, cut them that way, and cut them this way. Now I'm gonna lay them down so you can see the shape that they produce. Now, when you look at that and see also what that does, that can give you a visual of, okay, maybe how can I use this as a garnish, you know, for the finished product. You see how that is? See how that's sitting on there? Let me tilt that up a little bit. It looks like a star or something. And so you might can say, okay, I might want to set it on my plate like this, set it on a corner like this, or set it on a corner like this. Be creative. Be creative, okay? This is your meal, and however you present it the way you want, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and keep cutting these up 4 ways. I'm gonna put them on here. And so we're going to, after we cut up all our strawberries, we're gonna go ahead and just start adding all our ingredients into our kale salad. And we're gonna see the final product of the kale salad. Now, if you look, I'm gonna show you how much it is in here now. This is 2 bushels of kale. Now, once we get done, it's gonna be almost under a little half of this size, because when we add the liquid, the raspberry vinaigrette in, it's gonna shrink down the kale, okay? Now, I will be cutting these up, and when we come back, we're going to go ahead and put it together. We're going to plate it, and then we're going to eat some of this wonderful kale salad, okay? Right after these messages.
America, land of the free. It's at the core of who we are. Freedom. The freedom to live without fear, to drive through all 50 states, to sleep safely in our own beds, the freedom to jog where we please, to watch birds in the park, to wear a hoodie, the freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because no matter your religion, gender, disability, age, race, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Sorry about that. No, I've been staying at my dad's place because of everything.
Here you go. It's your favorite. It's chicken noodle.
He's good.
Oh, wait, Dad. Wait, hang on.
Yeah, I know. We keep missing each other. I've been working out of my dad's house, doing some reading. I should be working out more. I know it's important to stay healthy. It's just, I don't have the time. I just feel like I'm drowning.
In tough times like this, we know it can be easy to neglect your own health and well-being.
Dad, it's the girls. Oh.
What kind of dance is that?
But while you care for your loved one, you also need to care for yourself.
You look good.
Go to aarp.org/caregiving for free mental health and self-help tips.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Now, what we're going to do before we mix everything, I just want to show you a little something. Let me move these over here real quick. What we're going to do, we're going to make what we call in the culinary field, we're going to make a strawberry fan. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's not hard. So we're going to cut our strawberry in half. You want to keep the stem on, or keep your green on. Okay, now we're going to lay them down like that. We're going to do two, which is going to equal four strawberry fans. Okay, there. And you might have seen them, but you may be wondering, how do people do those? Very simple. Okay, let me move these to the side. Now, what you want to do, you want to come up here. You don't want to go all the way to the top. And we're going to do two slits. We're going to cut them at an angle, like one. And then we're going to come up right here and cut it at an angle. Now, it may not look like nothing, but once you smash it down and turn it a little bit, then you will get that fan. Let me cut it there. Okay, I didn't go all the way through. There. We'll go all the way through, cut it, get that fan effect, and you can do it 3 or 4 times. Now, there you go. So let's get that out of there. And once you put it on once we get it on the plate, then you can really see the detail. So we'll cut it there, and we're gonna cut it there. And when you smash it, it'll just fan out, okay? So that's what we call strawberry fans. Okay, so we're gonna do one more. Take your time, watch your finger, cut it at an angle, come up here, cut it at an angle all the way through, right there, cut it at an angle. And you don't want to cut it all the way to the top, but you want to cut it mostly to the top. And then see how you just spread it out, and it just looks like a fan. Okay, we'll do the last one. Then we'll go ahead and get this kale salad together. Very easy. There we go. Now, you go ahead, get a paper towel. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and put our fans over here, because what we're gonna do, we're gonna decorate. We're gonna just decorate our plate after we put our salad on there. All right, so we're gonna put these aside. We're gonna go ahead and get this cutting board out the way so we can get busy. Okay, now, the next thing we wanna do, shake up our vinaigrette. And that's the first thing we wanna do, is pour our vinaigrette in, get it nice and soggy. Use our tongues, mix it up good. Because as you see now, it's shrinking a little bit. And remember, greens still have a little water in them, even though you may rinse them off and you may dry them off, or you put them in the salad spinner. They're always gonna have a little water, a little moisture in them. Okay, so now see how that's shrinking up a little bit? Now we're going to put a little more in there, because there's a lot of greens, so it probably will use most of that bottle, if not all of it. So now look, so now we're mixing that up. So we're getting those greens good and moist. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pour some of our walnuts in here and mix them up. Remember, you don't wanna pour everything in at the same time, but you wanna pour one ingredient in at a time and mix it up and give it a chance to get saturated in that good vinaigrette. Now look at it, there. Now we're gonna go ahead and do our dry cranberries. Now as our dry cranberries, when they meet that liquid of the raspberry vinaigrette, they're gonna start hydrating. So they're not gonna always be dry. So they're gonna hydrate, they're gonna rehydrate, okay? So now look at that. So we're mixing that up real good. It smells good. Raspberry vinaigrette, it's awesome. All right, now let's go ahead and do some mandarin oranges. We're not gonna do all of them, because remember, we're gonna use some of these at the end to top off and as a garnish. There, let's pour some of that liquid, make sure we get the rest of that liquid out of there. And be gentle. Be gentle, don't tear your salad up, don't beat it up. Don't be rough with it. There, look at that. Now it's coming. So now, let's get this color in here. Get them strawberries in there. And once we get through the process of cutting up all the kale, then this is the quick part right here. It doesn't take long. Okay, now here we go. It's looking good. Make sure you mix everything up, because remember, some of it drops to the bottom. We're looking good there. We'll get a couple more cranberries in there from the top. Give me a couple more strawberries in there. And just a couple more walnuts. We're gonna save some of these for the plating. And there, that looks good. And now we're going to give it another shot, shake it up, give it another shot of vinaigrette, and we're basically done. We're going to plate this, and we're going to enjoy it. Ooh-wee. It smells so fresh and so good. All right, now let's go ahead and let's put this on here. Look at all those beautiful colors. This is like I said, it makes a great side dish for any meal really. And the flavors really complement themselves. You know, the vinaigrette, the walnuts, the walnuts, and the mandarin oranges they all complement themselves with the strawberries. So everybody's working together and they're making it happen all at once. Okay, now that's done, that's beautiful, that looks good. And so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just give it just a little splash. There you go. And we're going to throw these strawberry fans on the corner. There we go. So go ahead and fan out right there. Go ahead, fan out right there. Just fan out, there you go. Fan out right there. And you fan out right here. And let's go ahead and just throw a couple right there. See, this is where your creativity comes into play at. So you can make patterns out of your fruit. Have them going in like in that direction like that. Get that strawberry on up out of there. Come on up out of there. There you go. Now, I'll throw a couple of more little raspberries just around there. We'll sprinkle it with a couple of walnuts and voila. My famous kale salad. You can't go wrong with this. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. It's not real soupy, but it has just enough dressing in there to keep it moist, to give it that great flavor, and you'll love it. Okay, well, that's it for today on Let's Cook. And as always, remember, be creative, let everybody count, and until next time, have a great bite. See you next time. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to Let's Cook. I'm your host, Chef Jimmy, and today we'll be cooking my famous, ha ha. Bloop, bloop. Okay. And remember, you better remember. You forgot, didn't you? You better remember. I was like, you forgot.